I'd like to say it's an honor as well to be here. I'm a little different than my fellow panelists. I'm born and raised in Ohio. But that being said, I'm very proud to be here in Ohio. It was my choice to stay in Ohio, and it was my choice to move to Columbus, Ohio from Toledo, Ohio. It's based on the opportunities that were here, the education that is engulfed in this community, and all the wonderful people I've met in my journey as I decided to move here. Now, I am a single mother of two, so like my panelists, I was motivated by my children. And my motivation took me through going to school full-time and working in the evenings, doing homework and changing diapers, things of that nature. But more importantly, it took me back to Ohio Air National Guard, where I'm a Master Sergeant and First Sergeant for the Logistics Readiness Squadron. That's very important to me because it gives me the opportunity to work with females, in particular younger females, and mentor them in ways that, and introduce them to things that they would never see, because I travel a lot in my industry. I'm all over the world. Gratefully, with the grace of God, I was able to go and meet all kinds of different personalities, different cultures, embrace these cultures, learn from each one of these cultures, then come back and bring it and share it with my colleagues, my family, and my friends. So Columbus has been nothing but opportunity for me. I would have never met these three ladies here, the table and whatnot. I enjoy networking, and like what was mentioned before, education is a key. It's really one of the only keys that we can be involved in raising our next generation and pulling each other up and keeping each other motivated so that we're all strong as a community. We have a lot of barriers that we have to face daily as females, and women both young and old. But it's important that we remember to respect one another, empower one another, and to understand that you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be complete. So complete yourself, complete what defines you, find what defines you and complete that spectrum. You know, and share a little bit of yourself with the woman next to you. That's always very important. I wouldn't again be here today if it hadn't been for my female colleagues before me, and watching and learning from them the things that were successful for them. So I encourage all the younger generation to ask questions of your elders as to how they became successful. What was key factors in that motivation? And engulf and incorporate that, the parts that are important to you into your life. Take all the positive that you can and grow and continue to give thanks for each other. That's very important. Respecting things to one another. But Ohio's been awesome, and I plan on being here for quite some time. Thank you.
Thank you. So it is often said that empowering women is empowering humanity. Can you give us a picture of the state of women in our city, state, and how empowering women could change things for the better for all of us? If you could just share a couple statements about that.
You want me to start?
Sure.
You know, I strongly believe that it's not just the Columbus, but it's all over the world. There are tension and struggle, and the whole struggle between, even if you have CEOs who are, you know, women CEOs and other officials, you know, still there is a struggle. Even if they are in the office in the same, you know, there is a struggle. So for me, the main idea of how the women's situation is going to be handled and addressed and improved is that, you know, like being with each other and supporting each other. Because for me, I see that my strength comes from my father, because he believed in girl power, and then from my husband, because he believed in woman power and he supported and he respected. So I know that we have so many men within our communities and our families on these tables who support that. And then us, the women, have to empower each other, have to be each for each other. So when we talk about girl power and when we empower a girl and we say that they change the community, that is true. We know that UNO has done all these kind of researches in which they say that when they get money to girl or educate a girl, they change the whole village. So with us, we were just sitting here, I would just give an example that Sharon is from United Way and I and her were talking, and we just found out that there are so many things that I can bring and she can bring together, and we can change so many families and the neighborhoods, right, just by uniting our forces. So for me, if I look at it, I say that yes, there are so many ways that in the city we have issues, and one of the major issues we have in Columbus and in Ohio is sex trafficking. And our governor has allocated so much funds for it. And being a mother of 3 daughters, I just can't sleep on it. And this one thing has been driving me crazy, that how can we ignore it? And how can we not put more resources to address this issue in which our minor girls are under so much risk? So for that, even, if we can empower and we can put our resources together, we can definitely educate our parents so our girls do not need to run away from abuse or other things from their families, and they get trapped with these truck drivers and other people who traffic them. So just as that one example, that by saving them from being trafficked and by educating and empowering and creating the spaces that can empower and make them leaders, storytellers and business people, and community leaders, we can change our community. And that's what my Project USA is all about. And I invite all of you to join hands with me with that.
Well, I guess I would say, we've made some progress, but we're still kind of not there yet. And the reason I say that, as a person in the media trying to find stories for girls, we see all these amazing women graduating from college, getting all these degrees. Women are always, thriving for education, but the percentage that is represented in the government or within the boardrooms is very small. So I personally would love to see a day when I don't have to write about the first woman or the first thing, for girls to just see women doing amazing things in all areas, just, science, math, technology. So to encourage girls to start taking those jobs that are, especially in technology, that are paying a lot of money. And as we all know, that when women are educated, they educate their family and the community gets better. So I think we have quite a long way to go when girls can start just excelling in those careers and just pushing them to be, obviously working in careers that will better their communities.
So I'll add on that, of course, as everyone said, there is still a lot of work to be done. But we also have to be thankful that we're having a discussion today about leadership and not basic rights. More than half of the women in the world are still fighting for equal rights in education. So we have come so far, so we need to remember that. We're at a great place, at a great nation, and the way has been paved already. And it just needs an improvement. I am involved in taking part in another fight on the basic level. Today I understand this is about leadership, and as my colleague said, there's work that needs to be done, and respect is self-respect. We women need to respect ourselves. And when we do that, I believe our abilities, because most of the time data shows, actually we're our biggest problem. It's not the men, and it's not the system, because there are some good policies in place. It is the society issues that are ingrained in our cultures, different cultures, whether American or others, that makes us believe we're not good enough. So we have to actually overcome that obstacle. Number one, and believe that we're good enough to sit at the table and negotiate with men. We're good enough to lead companies and countries. And only then would our men, brothers, fathers, and husbands, and everyone else support us. But we need to take the initiative. We need to lead on the way and asking what's ours, and then we will get the support. Somalia today, I just want to share with you quickly, we've made a milestone accomplishment. There's a lot of work still needs to be done. And I just want to put this into perspective with the basic rights versus the leadership rights, which are both important. But today, the Minister of Justice in Somalia has announced that female circumcision will be illegal in Somalia. And this is huge. And I'm sure it needs to go through a lot of vetting, and the society needs to change. But even having that written somewhere in Somalia, again, to say circumcision is illegal, it's punishable crime. Doctors and parents that circumcise their daughters will be punished. And so we're at that far. We're fighting that level of equality. And I'm glad we're also having the discussion about how we can get more leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like to think that we all embrace how to empower our women to embrace their uniqueness, their individualism, as well as that we're all beautiful in our own right. That, you know, we were all made differently for a purpose. And that's so that we can all bring our individual strengths forward. I was not meant to look like any of these other females on purpose, as well as I was not meant to look like you, sir, on purpose. We were all made to be individualists.